There we are. All right. I just want to make sure that we're definitely live. All right, and we are. Great. Awesome. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Raven Matt. Welcome to Peeling Back the Layers with Raven. Today, my guest is Mr. Michael Edmondson, a retired correctional officer with the Georgia Department of Corrections. Mike, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. How about you, Mr. Mac? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. Um,
Very good.
all right. Can you tell us a little bit about your educational background and a little bit about what you did in your career as a corrections officer?
Yes. I started off by actually I started off after I completed high school in 1989. I joined the United States Army, and there I did 4 years there. And after a long 4 years, actually I had the opportunity of fighting over in our Gulf War, the Persian Gulf. I went to Iraq and I did a tour over there. And I come back and then I decided to join in with the Department of Correction. I do believe that was back in 1993, I believe it was. It was some years ago. And
Okay.
anyway, walking in there as a cadet, first day, it was in April 15th, I believe. I walked in as a cadet, and and from that day, I never thought that I would uh, stay there for 28 years and 4 months. And
Okay.
I actually rose all the way to the ranks of deputy warden. The day that I retired, I had to medically retire. I would have been there today, but of course, my health got bad and I had to medically retire. And so that what brought me out. So you said my education background. I do hold a bachelor degree in criminal justice with Phoenix University, and
Okay.
um, and of course I was a medical specialist in the military as well, and I hold a high school diploma at Dodge County High School.
Okay. All right. Congratulations. Congratulations. And thank you for your service, your military
Yes,
service,
sir.
and also thank you for your service in corrections.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
I want to ask you, so in your 28 years, all right, tell us a little bit about what you enjoy doing in your off time, then and now.
Uh, as in while I was working or my off time as being retired.
Both.
Okay. When I was working, you didn't get a whole lot of off time because it's a 24/7 job. You it's every day, but you don't work every day, of course. But it's being a deputy warden. You pretty well you're on call a lot, and you pretty well have to work because you're an essential employee. So it's not a lot of downtime that you do get. But when you do get a little downtime, most of the time it was just sleep for me. I
Okay.
do have a daughter. Her name is India Edmondson, and I do enjoy spending the time that I could enjoy. I spent time with her as well. Now I have all of this time, and
Okay.
I am retired. I have had the privilege just coming back off a cruise a couple of months ago. Had the time to go out to Jamaica, get my feet wet in the water. Really enjoyed it. Fabulous time. I've been out to Miami, South Beach, and went out to LA and kind of laid out up there a little bit. So I'm just taking life as really enjoying what I've missed out over them years. So
Okay. And I definitely don't blame you. I definitely don't blame you.
yes.
All right. Can you tell me, because I've watched a couple of documentaries on prisons. Okay.
Hmm.
And I definitely want your feedback on this.
Yes.
Um, and I remember there was a corrections officer, if I'm not mistaken, he also was a warden or deputy warden. And I think he said he'd been there like 30 years. And what he said was that day for day, um, he served about 15 years of his life behind the prison walls. Of course, you know, um, as an employee, but he's in his perspective, he was saying that the experiences are similar to those of an inmate. So can you tell me what is your viewpoint on that statement and what was your experience?
Well, I don't know what prison he served in to say that he was actually serving as a an offender. Uh, I would say that I had a good experience. I learned a lot. I definitely wouldn't say that I was treated never treated as an offender. Of course, when you go in there, the gates are locked, and
Mm-hmm.
there are times that you can't come out and you don't go to your car and get what we call hour break or anything like that. Once you go in, you're in. And it was just an experience. That I think that I was there. I do think that well, I do know that God placed me there. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
walking in as this little boy, um almost 30 years ago, walking in, I never had the idea that I would walk in and would do those many years there. But after a while, I knew that I was placed there for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a chance to, just to be a part of the inmates and be a part of letting them. I was able to talk to them, and I was also able to encourage them a lot and try to get them motivated and tell them about everyday lives and all of those good things there. So those was my experiences. I had, we 90 90. I looked at it like this. I view prison as it's like a it's like a lake, and you go out to this lake and you dip your hand in this lake, and it's only so much of water is going to go in your hand, and you know that you can't save everybody in this lake, but the
Mm-hmm.
people that comes up in this your hand, you can save.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like prison. You can't save everybody, but the ones that you can reach, if you can even reach one, that's one person that we can save. So, if I reach one person life, then hey, mission accomplished. But I really believe that I was able to reach more than just one. So yes,
Okay. So can you tell us about a positive experience that you had along your career path?
a positive experience. Yes, plenty, plenty,
One that
plenty,
profoundly
plenty,
affected you.
plenty, plenty, plenty. One of the greatest experiences I think. Well, had plenty, but reflecting on one of the greatest experiences I had was uh, I had the privilege, and I say the privilege of saving inmates' life. I was the OIC. What we mean by that is the head. I was the supervisor in charge that particular evening, and an inmate got on the yard and he fell out, and he required CPR and other things to bring him back. And I was called to the yard and recognized the situation once I got out there. And medical was before medical help could arrive. I applied CPR uh, upon the inmate uh, uh, with the assistance with others, and we was able to save this inmate and bring him back to life. and I received a Medal of Honor from our commissioner at that time, and received a couple of more honor badges, for that outstanding work. So that was great, and I felt very honored for that.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right. And in the same token, can you tell me an experience that may have had a, let's say, a negative effect on you? Um,
Yes, yes, I received a negative as well, and I'm glad you asked. One of the most um, negative experience I experienced was an inmate had told me that he was going to kill himself,
mm,
and he told me that he said, "I'm going in my cell to kill myself," and we hear that all the time, of course, and I did I really think he was going to kill himself? To be honest with you, no, but he did tell me that, and of course we put him in the cell, and we took precautions of putting him into the particular cell that would cause for an inmate would make those particular threats toward themselves. So we took the precautions that was necessary. He was given those precautions, and later on, after making the first check, he successfully committed suicide.
oh man,
And so,
I'm so sorry that it happened.
yes, so there again, it goes back to that lake.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in this type of business, you look at you're only there, and your hand is only there to be able to. You can only do so much,
Mm-hmm.
and that hand that you have, when you dip down in that water, is so many that you can help, and there's so many that you're not able to help. So I think that we just have to thank God for the ones that we can reach, and there are
Okay.
some that we just not going to be able to reach.
Okay. And so tell me, during your career, did your career have any type of impact on your family life?
Oh yes, oh yes. There's a lot of times, Mr. Mack. There's a lot of activities that I miss my child activities growing up. I remember when uh, my daughter was having a field day. I think she maybe was 5 or 6 years old, and it was a field day that it was going to pick strawberries. And I had promised her that I was going, and I was going to be there. Well, when I went to work, uh, we had a disturbance that particular day at work, and I was unable to. I was going to take off work and meet her in the school there. Well, after the disturbance occurred, I was unable to attend. And I remember a old, I think it was my deputy warden at the time. He come to me and he apologized to me, and he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry you're not going to be able to go. We got this big disturbance." And I say, "I understand." And at that particular time, I knew I had disappointed her, but I knew that I could make it up to her. But I knew I was she was going to be disappointed. And he looked at me, but he told me something that was real good. And he said, "Listen," he said, "there's going to be a lot of times, Mr. Edmondson, in this career that we have chosen, because everybody can't do it." He said, "But there's going to be a lot of times that you're going to miss out on a lot of her activities." And he said, "But just make sure that those activities that you are around, make sure that you cherish every moment." So that went with me a long way. So yes, it was bearing on her, and bearing on my family as well.
Okay. And so tell me, what is your life like today?
Life is great. I stuck in there, hung in there. I'm retired. Great life, enjoy. Uh, really made up for some of them things, making up for it now. I spend a whole lot of time with her, you know, and life is great. I sit back. I'm still connected with the prison today. Still with some of the officers, they still stay in connect with me, in connection with me. They call me, still ask for my opinion if that means anything. Make me think that maybe I did some type of impact, you know, and
Definitely.
uh, and it kind of make me feel good, you know.
Okay.
hmm But life is
Oh,
great. Put God first every day, man, and
okay.
just try to keep striving. That's what I can tell people. And
Okay.
just hang in there, and hopefully, and just live day by day.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about who Mike is
Who is
past
Mike?
your career. Who is Mike
And
past
what the and who is Mike and what else?
past your career in corrections? Okay, because right now we're looking at behind the warden, so we want to know who you are past your career. Like, what do you enjoy doing today? Because as you said
Oh,
that you're retired, so
I am.
what are some of your passions that you enjoy?
Okay. Well, first of all, Mike gets up every morning, and Mike is a person that he first off honors God. He puts God first in everything that he does. That's number one. When I rise up every day, I spend time with God. I meditate with Him. This is before I even go into prayer. Before I communicate with Him, I meditate, and then I begin to talk to Him, and I begin to thank Him for all of the blessings that He has stored on me and my family, and I appreciate that from Him. I'm very much involved in our church locally. I thank God for that. Very involved. I think that that's one of the most important things that you can be. I'm involved in our community. We have a local food bank.
Okay,
I volunteer with that as well. Uh,
okay,
very involved in that as well. And and with that, taking care of my daughter. She's a senior. Looking forward to all what comes with that.
okay,
Yes, got that going on this year. And other than that, just sits back and talking with family, friends. They're trying to help people, um, and just being that person, that overall person. I have a philosophy that I use all during. Well, I picked it up when I was in the military, but it's called the 5 Ps, and
okay,
it's and actually I use it today, and it says that the 5 Ps are prior planning prevents poor performance, and those are my 5 Ps.
okay,
And and I stresses that I teach Sunday school on our we have a men ministry. I'm involved in that as well, and so
okay,
I just try. Yes, I just try to be the man that I'm, the man that I could possibly be. Do I make mistakes? I done told you so much good things about me. Now let's talk about some things that's on the other side.
okay,
Do I make mistakes? Yes, every day. Okay.
okay,
Do I tell people that I'm perfect? No, by no means whatsoever. And do I have to talk to the master every morning and ask for forgiveness every day that I talk to him? Do I mess up with God? So many times. So many times.
hmm
And and that's one of the things that I tell anybody, that we can mess up with him, but the good thing about him is we can go back and ask for forgiveness. And that's
okay,
my thing is, I have messed up with him, and I'm not perfect by no means whatsoever. But I thank God for my life. I really do. Thank God for where He has brought me from, and the things that He has stunned me from, because I could have been somewhere else. Uh, I never been in trouble where I had to have handcuffs on me, but I have placed people in handcuffs. Not to say that I haven't done anything that would have landed me in handcuffs.
Okay.
I just didn't get caught. And by God's grace, those handcuffs wasn't placed on me. I say it like that.
Oh,
So I'm great. I'm just grateful, and I do. That's why I honor him every morning before I do anything. Before I put anything in my mouth, I honor him, and that's Mike. That's who you're talking to.
okay. So I do know that your parents are you do still have both your parents in your life.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how your relationship with your parents has changed since retirement.
Oh yes. Well,
Or has
I
it
wouldn't.
changed?
Well, when you say the word change, I wouldn't say it's too much a change. My parents have both parents have always played a role in my life, great role. Um, and I've always been very close to them. We always had a good relationship. It's just now I guess I spend more time with them. We go out and have coffee together and all of that, and every morning. So I really enjoy that. Today actually, we had a big bowl of soup.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, so I guess if anything, it just got better.
Okay.
So that's
Great.
great. My parents both is in the church, and that's a great. Both of them has been such an inspiration in my life.
Okay. I do remember at one point in time you were a foster parent. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience as a foster parent? How did you get into doing that?
Oh yes, I was encouraged by my brother-in-law who come to me one day and just said you might look like you'll make a good foster parent, and I saw the need of our children. They was going astray, in my opinion, and I still say that our children are still going astray, and I felt that if we provided love, I think love move mountain. I really believe that, and I just decided to give it a try, and I said that I would stay in it, and I end up probably doing over 20 years with it. So
Okay.
give and take. Now I'm retired, and I just decided to kind of get out of it at the moment. And who knows, I might just go back to it. But it was good. I've kept over, probably just estimate. I probably kept, um maybe, roughly give and take, maybe 20 children have came in and out my home, and I've kept. I've seen them come in as 3 months, and I had the privilege of going to two of them graduation.
Oh wow, that's
So
amazing.
yeah, so
Amazing.
we here to make a difference. We are here to make a difference.
That's
So
amazing. Are you still in contact with any of your former foster children?
I am.
Okay.
I I was given the privilege of adopting one of them, and I'm still in his life.
Okay.
He's doing
Amazing.
really well. Hmm he stays in contact with me, and two more, well, three actually, stay in contact with me. I receive Father Day gifts from them, so that's a good thing.
Mhm.
And
It is, most definitely.
birthday gifts and things of that. So, once, um, love never separate, and whether you once you love a person and a person turns around and love you, then the contact will always you're always there. So I would definitely say that it never separates.
Okay.
Hmm
So tell us something about Mike that maybe not even your closest or family members
Would know or would know?
would know. Something about like who you are on a deeper, intimate level.
That would know.
Hmm.
Uh, Most everybody know everything about me. Uh, I do have a gospel radio program that I'm
Okay.
on the radio. Uh, I DJ on the radio, and it's a gospel program. I
Okay.
have I have over 50 community sponsors, uh, churches, and community leaders that sponsor me on the radio. They
Okay.
provide it, so that's a good thing. But everybody know that, of course.
Okay.
uh, and that's a good token. But mostly everybody, uh, they know me as everybody know me as Mike. They take care of me down here. I think they
Okay.
all got me pretty spoiled.
And
and
that can definitely be a wonderful thing. Most definitely a
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah,
You know, because again, we're peeling back those layers today.
yes,
Mm.
got you.
And so, I really, I thank you for a great interview. And again, I'm going to ask you this question: tell me something, and we're not talking about like factual information.
Hmm.
Tell me something about who Mikey is on a deep, intimate level, your personality level, your character level, um, that maybe not everyone may know. Something that will give something that shows a little more vulnerability.
Uh, well, I mean, I am who I am, and who I am, I show it every day. Okay.
Okay.
And so the things that I've told you earlier, that's just me. Okay. And I don't think I hold back too much. What you see is what you get.
Okay.
and
You're a person.
yes, that just who you are. I'm not um, uh, too much of a vulnerable person. I'm just who I am. And
Okay.
people tell you I am who I am, and I try to treat people fair, and most of the and I think I do a pretty good job at that. But as anybody, if you cross anybody, then we have to take a step back and look at it, and of course we don't. If you show me who you are, I definitely believe you. If that's what you're looking at, as far as that character, I
Yeah.
do have that. And what I do mean by that is when you show me who you are, I definitely believe you, and I believe that you are who you showing me you are. And I treat you great all day long. But if you show me that you have a side of you that's a manipulator or a nasty individual or whatever, then I definitely will believe you, and I will take you at your word. And so I don't deal with things of that nature because that don't go well with my spirit. So
Okay.
with those things being said, then I just don't deal with that. Have no room for that.
I definitely agree with you.
Hmm.
And that's been a hard one lesson for myself.
Hmm.
Just learning to believe who they show me that they are, as opposed to who I want to believe that they are, or who they try to convince me that they are. You
All right. They just show me I believe you all day long.
and I'm All right, sir. I want to thank you for an
Thank you.
amazing interview, and thank you for taking the time out. And I want everyone to remember again, I am Raven Mac. This is like the layers with Raven Mac. Remember, you are more than who you present to the world. Thank you all, and have a good evening.
All right. And thank you, sir.
All right.
All right.